Hey everyone, I'm Maddie.
And I'm Amber.
And we're
Witches Talking Tarot.
And today we're going to be discussing air, the element, the wind. Oh, air. It's the thing that we breathe that keeps us alive. And just how that kind of, brings into our spirituality.
Yeah, well, I mean, like with air magic, my favorite thing with air magic is incense because it's probably the thing that I use the most that's associated with air.
Really? Yeah. Also, just burning different herbs.
Yeah.
Definitely for me, I guess. Which I guess incorporates both elements, fire and air, but I know it's mostly associated with air, the smoke.
Yeah.
You're right, wind chimes. My porch is covered in them. I
love your big one. The gongi one. Oh,
It sounds almost like a church bell.
It does.
But I really like the bamboo one too. I love the bamboo.
I had a bamboo one from Hawaii that my parents brought back, and it was the coolest bamboo one that I've ever heard. Mm-hmm. And no bamboo one outside of that one has ever sounded the same, and it doesn't please me as much.
So I believe wind chimes were used to kind of like not attract negative entities and demonic energies. Yeah. So people would put them outside of their house and it would
ward off. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the wind obviously being the key element beyond the tool itself. So I guess, because I've got wind chimes all out back, I think they might have been moved to a place where you don't always get to hear their sound anymore. I'm not positive, but I love the noise. Like, it's really relaxing. And when our AC used to be shooting that way, our wind chime in here would go off. Mm-hmm. And that's a chakra wind chime that my mom bought me, and she has one too. And hers goes off on its own.
Oh wow, that's crazy. You know, and another thing that's great with wind is it's also cleansing, and not many people think of cleansing when it comes to wind. A lot of people think of water, or even fire, burning. Purification. But for me, when I think of air and cleansing, I imagine standing out on a windy day. And I catch myself doing that on windy days. It's like just imagining it blowing away all the negative energy and just taking it all away, which comes with releasing your herbs as well.
For sure. The wind. I like to get a nice wind cleanse when I'm working and I have to stop and get gas and it's windy, and I'll just be like, whatever, don't care what people see, and I'll just stand there and let the wind blow it off me, and I'll be like, take away all today's stresses, just like renew my spirit while I'm like having a chill moment, because the wind is an excellent cleanser. I once read like you can hang something in a bag outside on a windy day to cleanse it from all its negative
sure. Or washing your clothes.
Oh yeah.
Hanging them on the line.
Oh yes. Oh my God. And then they have that good smell from being out sun dried. We used to have, in our old house, we had a laundry line, and as much as I didn't like jeans hung out to dry, everything else was pretty alright.
If I'm going to do it, it's probably going to be with towels as well. See, they get rougher, but I feel like they work better when they're rougher.
Fair enough. That makes sense. And, you know, from an air magic standpoint, like, we've had our earth magic episode where we both were like, I'm an earth witch. Mm-hmm. And then we had our water magic episode where we're like, water's my second. Mm-hmm. Air is, aside from using wind for cleansing, loving wind chimes, and having, using incense all the time, I think air I work with the least, other than the fact that I like my athame.
I think so too. I don't even really work with my athame. I use my wand.
Yeah, I know we've had
in place of any time that you really use an athame, like you draw energy from the sky with an athame. Athame is the air, right?
Yeah.
I use my wand to do exactly that.
Well, see, and I use my athame like as a tool for things, so I like to use it, and I like, if I'm going to carve with something, I'm going to carve with my athame versus a wand. But like, other than using the tool for cutting and you know, once in a while in a ritual where it's not used for actually cutting, you know, I don't feel like I'm very connected with air, but then I say that and I go, you know, air is transformation. Air is intuition.
Yes, yes.
And I'm constantly following my intuition and I'm constantly transforming as a person. So it's like, is air energy just the energy we don't pay attention to in much the same way you don't pay attention to breathing?
Maybe.
Exactly. Because, like, breathing's kind of like that unconscious thing, right? Unless your brain is not working properly in that moment, your body's going to breathe, right?
That makes sense.
Have you ever, since we're on the subject, have you ever done that thing where you concentrate on your breathing so much you're like, what if I forget how to breathe?
Oh my God. When I was stoned, and I used to get stoned all the time, it was horrible. Because doing that could set me into a panic attack.
I understand, though, because there's a reason I asked that question. Obviously, like, I have experienced that as a thing. Like, I concentrated on my breathing, not from a meditation standpoint, but from a, you know, what makes me breathe? Like, it's an automatic thing. And then I'm like, what if I stop breathing? Like, how do I remember how to breathe? Because I don't know how to breathe. Because I just automatically breathe. And is air energy the same fucking way? As long as you pay attention to your intuition? Like, is it the same kind of thing?
I mean, it would make sense because I never go out of my way to work with air, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, it's something I've never thought about until we're doing this episode. You know what I mean? Because, like, butterflies symbolize transformation, and I've had butterflies come to me, you know, at times in my life when I was going through transformation. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not even something maybe we consciously acknowledge in air energy. But then again, air energy is creativity, right? And that's something that if we use creativity, we do embrace air energy. But again, unconsciously, because like you and I were talking, at the end of this episode, guys, we have a guest. And when I had said it would be good to invite her on for our air magic episode, Maddie had talked about fire magic instead, because this individual is a writer. And how I was saying creativity and Maddie was saying passion, and it's like they both go into this
like smoke,
you know,
like lighting a flame, or
like incense.
Yes, exactly.
Bring it full circle. Love that. I don't know, like, do you associate a whole lot with any birds in your practice, or just in life?
Maybe the crows. I have a murder of crows in my backyard. I mean, I have like 6 or 7, and they'll come and they'll eat maybe some offerings, and they'll chill for a little bit, try and attack the cats in the window.
Because that's what crows do, right?
Right, but really, honestly, no. Not really. I'm not a bird person.
Yeah, like
crows and ravens, but I feel like that's stereotypical cliche. So
for a witch. Because I'm drawn to flamingos, but it's because I lived in Florida for so long. I love flamingos. I'm drawn to peacocks for many, many reasons.
Oh, I do like peacocks. I'm sorry. Yeah. I will say I love peacocks. We had 4 when we lived in the country, and when they scream at night, dude, it sounds like a woman. It is terrifying. It is. They're scary. I love peacocks. I do. And chickens. Yeah. You know, I know that sounds silly, but I fucking love chickens.
I can dig that, though. Like, I don't know if it's like a southern/midwestern thing or what, but like there's definitely a chicken affinity. Like you can see it in housewares all over the place.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
Like my in-laws insisted we had to have a rooster in the kitchen for good luck.
Oh really? I've never heard that. I just, you know.
Yeah, they got us a rooster statue
also,
in the kitchen.
This is unusual. Turkeys. You know, we had a turkey and he was a pet, and he was so smart. Yeah. You wouldn't think poultry was smart, but the chickens and the turkeys that I've had, they are so fucking, they're easily as smart as a cat. I feel like they're just not given the opportunity to be so. I
can see that,
because like raised for slaughter.
Right. The turkey was almost America's bird instead of the bald eagle. The majestic turkey. Mm-hmm. And it's because the qualities of that bird and its intelligence. Mm-hmm. So I totally could see that. I did not know that chickens were quite intelligent.
Oh my god, fucking Chickaletta. That's my parents' chicken's name.
Okay. I was like, is that a kind of chicken?
No, that's
I love
chicken.
the name.
And this fucking bitch
love the name.
will literally, she ruined the garden. And like, she fucking knew it too.
She did it on purpose.
She knew it. Everybody's like, Chickaletta, stay out of the garden. And she'd be like, bok bok, bitch, and go right back to the. But for real though, she comes up to the door when she wants food, or she'll fly in the window and kick the window, literally kick the window to get people's attention because she's like, bitch, I'm hungry, or she's like, hey, it's getting dark, I need to put up.
That chick got attitude.
She fucking does. Oh my god, she'll sit on my dad's lap while he's watching television. Like, not for too long, because chickens, they go to the bathroom, so she can't stay in for too long, but like, good 10 minutes she'll watch TV with my dad.
That's hilarious.
Oh, I love her so much. They lost her for 24 hours. I was so upset. Everybody was so upset. Like, where'd she go? When you lose a chicken for 24 hours, the odds of it coming
dead.
back. Yeah,
like
no,
a dog
this bitch came back. I don't know where she was. I said she must have gotten scared. Maybe she was in a tree or something. I don't know.
Maybe she found a cock?
That's what I said. I said, be careful with the eggs you eat. You're going to crack it open. It's going to be bloody as hell. But I do love chicken and turkey.
That's an omen of some kind.
When you have them as...
We should do an episode on omens.
Isn't
that an omen if you open it?
Yes, it is.
Bloody?
Yes.
Yeah. Gross, sorry.
But when you have these types of animals as pets, as opposed to because a lot of people that raise them for food don't want to get close to them, so they're not given the opportunity to show their intelligence because you don't want to know what you're eating is intelligent. You'd rather not know.
Yeah.
Same
Absolutely.
with cows.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I just happened to grow up on a little mini farm.
Yeah, well, and it's like you don't want to know the name of your dinner.
Right, I can't pick out a lobster. People that do that are fucking sociopaths. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can't look at a lobster and say I'm going to eat you.
Yeah, there are a lot of reasons I eat much less meat than I used to. There are a lot of reasons, and that's kind of, that moral grounding, because like one of my kids was a vegan for a while, and she was like, well, ethically we know we can survive without, and like that never left me. But also, like, my body needs some protein, because when I go straight vegetarian for more than 10 days, I get too weak.
Oh, I feel
and that's with eating beans and mushrooms and like spinach and like as much protein rich and iron rich stuff as I can, and I still I keep the seafood in there, but I couldn't like pick out my dinner and be like that one.
I know.
Yeah, like I can pick it out at the grocery store, but that's about it.
Yeah, right.
I am of that age, mind, whatever. I don't know. I wasn't raised to kill my own dinner, and I've always told my husband, like, if we ever get to that point, I don't think I can kill dinner. Like, I'll clean it. I don't think I can kill it. Like, yeah, like, there's something else. Yeah, but, I mean, feathers in and of themselves, though, I am drawn to, and my whole family's kind of collected feathers, and I do like them for working with air. Like, there was a time where I'd make my own smudge fans, for when you burn herbs and you can spread the smoke with the feathers, to like get it nice and throughout the area. Now I just have the cauldron and I walk around with that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Speaking of cauldron, super excited for next week's episode, you guys. We're going to be discussing the cauldron.
Yeah. I'm excited for the upcoming cauldron episode. I don't know, like, I guess with air magic, I probably practice it in transformation and intuition the most, but I think I focus on creativity with it the most. Do you focus on anything with air magic?
You know what? No. Cleansing
cleansing?
Like I said, I know a lot of people see that as water.
No.
But for me, air is very cleansing.
Yeah,
if I'm focusing on air magic, it usually has to do with cleansing. Because not just with the air blowing through and blowing through your hair, but also with the smoke wafting through your house.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're burning mugwort or lavender or whatever, you know. So that's pretty much the only time I work with air magic.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess unless you count... You know, when I'm writing and the creativity is just flowing, but I feel like that's a magic in itself. Connected with air magic, yes, but not necessarily like just air.
Yeah.
You know?
What about intuition? Like, do you use your intuition?
Oh, absolutely. So maybe, I guess, again, it's
you,
not something I think about. Absolutely.
Yeah. I was just going to say, do you associate intuition with air magic or do you associate it with something else?
I guess air would make most sense because it's like the thoughts are kind of drifting through your, the feelings are kind of drifting to you. Yeah, that's what I would think. Mm-hmm.
So it's just, I don't know, like, how many of you guys focus on air magic? I'm curious because, like, as somebody who doesn't think about it much, I've never really thought about how much I use it. I thought, I really don't use air magic, but when you think about everything
you
that
always
air magic,
do. Yes, it's like, I hear you.
Like, I kind of feel like a hypocrite, like, coming into this episode, because I was thinking, like, I don't really use it, I don't know what to say about it, but I do, just like breathing.
Right, exactly, I feel you, 100%.
It's like an interesting thing, and I'm sure that witches that work with air more often or work with birds, because obviously if you work with birds, I would imagine that air magic is something that you're pretty closely attuned with. Do they think the same thing about like earth magic or fire magic? Like they don't think about it even though they use it in certain ways.
I think so. I think all witches are different, and maybe
and it's
all
like,
elements like that are different.
Yeah, I'm starting to think, like, as we do this show, I'm realizing in this very moment that, you know, I say all the time, like, it's all about balance, right? Unknowingly, it's all about balance. I think I'm an earth witch who only does mostly earth magic with some water. But really, I do them all. There's some of them I don't think about it as fire magic when I'm doing it.
Right, exactly.
I don't think about it as air magic when I'm doing it, but it does fall into that, and really we do practice all of the 4 elements. Hey, welcome to my TED Talk. I'm discovering myself today, guys. I don't know. I never thought about it because I thought I don't really do much with air magic. But as I made notes for myself, I was like, you know, incense, that's like an almost everyday thing.
Right, absolutely.
And quite often it's at one of my altars, if not multiples. So it's not just in the house for cleansing, it's like as an offering as well. Mostly because like I've seen a couple documentaries with like Hindu practices, and they like this one guy started his day every day with incense. That is how my daily thing happened. And I was just like, that's so fucking beautiful. I love that. He starts every day with like, he lit like 3 incense sticks through his hands, so they're all shooting out. He lit the same flame and he just wafts them around until the fire goes out. And then he continues talking to his deities. And it's like really fucking beautiful, and it's really calming. That sounds really nice. Yeah, that's where I got my daily devotionals from, which I would like to get back to doing daily. Now I'm doing it multiple times a week, but usually incense is involved. And like, you know, the athame is the one thing that's like definitely air magic that I don't always use. And also, while we're talking about air magic, I'm just again gonna bitch about how I don't like that air and swords are the thing. Like,
I don't get it either.
I don't like.
I think it's
wands. Yeah,
absolutely.
Wands and air makes sense. Swords and fire, it makes sense. Who decided?
I agree.
I don't get it, and it fucks me up when I'm reading tarot all the fucking time. Does it fuck you up when you're reading tarot?
No, because I don't really think about the elemental aspects of the cards, if I'm being honest with you. I don't. I think more of like, okay, cups is emotion, pentacles is coins, but I never. But I
do think that because I go, swords is fire and wands is air. Like, so, or I'm sorry, swords is passion and wands is intuition when I'm like doing readings, but it's not. It's switched. It's swords is intuition and wands are passion, and wands do not speak passion to me.
No, to me it's like, again, fluidity. Is that the word? That's what I think when I hear wands.
Yeah, like I think of air and movement and intuition. I do not think of swords with intuition.
Amazing.
So as much as I like my athame, because I like 2 of my athames Corey has made for me. One of them he put amber into the handle and carved my name in the handle. So like, obviously that is my favorite athame. But otherwise, like, I just don't get them with air. I just don't get athames with air.
I don't either.
It doesn't make sense.
I think athame, I think blood, I think fire and blood.
Same! Exactly! That is exactly, and like, it fucks me up.
And to be clear, not like blood spilled in a negative manner.
Right,
in an
right.
offering
Yeah,
I
I think of it in a passion way.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, not necessarily blood spilled, but like, swords are passion, like blood is passion, like fire is passion.
Yes.
Like that's how because it's the air magic episode, I'm just gonna complain that wands and air are not the connected one because it fucks me up.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make fucking sense.
Not wands in air, wands in fire.
Well, like, but it fucks me up that wands are not air. That they're not the connected one, that it's athames or swords. Like, it fucks me up, and it fucks me up in tarot, and I just want to complain about it. And this seems like the time to complain. Anybody else have that same problem other than me and Maddie? Like, it fucks me up. It doesn't really fuck her up, but both of us disagree that the appropriate is air and sword, wand and fire. Like, it doesn't seem appropriate. It seems like wand and air, fire and sword. I don't know, but I'm excited now to see, is there an element specifically that cauldrons are associated with? Because I would think fire, but I would also think water.
I think it's water. It's the cup. Like the chalice, the cauldron.
Yep.
So it would be water as well as female energy because of the womb.
Yep. Am I going to be able to draw mushrooms in? I mean, because they represent the womb too.
Oh, they do?
Oh, wait, we said we were going to do a whole episode on mushrooms, didn't we? Yeah, mushrooms. Yeah, mushrooms represent both the womb and the penis going into the womb, because if you know, the structure of the mushroom itself. But also the mushroom symbolizes the womb because the mushroom itself all comes out of one thing that blooms into something and then it splits open, and yeah, it's like this whole thing. I don't know. But, I can't think of anything else to say about air necessarily other than it should be wands. Whoever back in the 1800s, like, time travel to now, hear what we have to say, go change everything in the magical associations for me. Make it easier for me and me alone, because that's what's important. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, yeah. But next up, so we're gonna not end the episode, but we're gonna end the just me and Maddie portion of the episode. So we'll go ahead and say a quick shout out to Melissa, our patron on Patreon. Find us on the socials. And now listen to Michelle Burke, an author of In Glens of Shadow and another upcoming book. Did she say the title of the upcoming book?
She did not. It's
okay.
Book 2.
It is book 2, so, and all of the information will be in the show notes, so definitely stick around for that. We're not going anywhere just yet.